Hello and welcome to the Kindwell Academy YouTube channel. This is where we give you individual lessons or useful snippets from our health and social care e-learning courses. You can access our full certificated courses for free over at learn.kindwell.co.uk, and there'll be a link in the description below. Our full courses are interactive, so in the real thing you'll get pop-up questions during the videos rather than seeing the choices on a slide like you might see in this YouTube version. If you find this video useful, please do give it a like and hit subscribe, as there'll be more lessons coming soon. If you've got any questions or want to share your experiences on the subject, do drop a comment below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to access the full courses for free over at learn.kindwell.co.uk. Dysphagia is the term used to describe difficulties with swallowing. It's good practice in all care settings to be aware of the signs and symptoms of dysphagia, the risks, and also safe practices, as people may need special diets or equipment to help them swallow safely. An awareness of dysphagia is important, as this alone can lead to dehydration and malnutrition. An individual suffering from swallowing problems may be reluctant to eat or drink as much because it's less pleasurable or it causes significant discomfort. With a normal swallowing action, there's a coordinated set of muscle movements. If you have a drink or snack to hand, you can follow along with the first parts of the swallowing process we're about to go through. Even if you don't have any food or drink available, try and go through the action of swallowing. This will give you a much better understanding of what's going on, as it's something you'll normally take for granted. To start, food is chewed or drink is taken towards the front of the mouth. It may then be held in the middle before being moved backwards. At this point, you'll feel your tongue raise up into the hard palate at the top of your mouth. At the same time, this allows the back of the tongue to drop and allow whatever's in your mouth to move to the back. When the swallowing action is triggered, several things happen, most of which you're not going to sense, and they happen very quickly. The soft palate, which sits at the top and back of your mouth, moves up, closing off the passageway into the nose. The vocal cords close and move upwards, and the epiglottis, which is the flap of tissue at the back of the throat, flips down to protect your airway from food or drink entering it. Muscles in the throat then contract, moving the food or drink downwards into the esophagus or food pipe. Dysphagia is caused by a problem with any of these actions, for example, the epiglottis not flipping down, or the vocal folds not closing, or if any of the actions themselves aren't properly coordinated. Apart from difficulty eating or drinking, it can allow food or drink to enter the airway, and this is known as aspiration, or what most people refer to when they choke as something going down the wrong way. Dysphagia is much more common than you might expect. It's estimated to affect just under 15% of all adults over the age of 65, and more than 50% of residents in care homes will have a degree of dysphagia, often linked to dementia. Other specific conditions and illnesses can also increase the likelihood of dysphagia. Which of the following groups do you think would not be more likely to be affected by dysphagia? Dysphagia affects up to 70% of people who've had a stroke, up to 80% of those with neurodegenerative conditions, for example Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis and Huntington's disease, and up to 75% of people receiving radiotherapy for head and neck cancer. It's also a key risk for people with learning disabilities. Apart from the potential to impact upon good nutrition and hydration, dysphagia is also associated with reduced quality of life for the individual, social isolation, depression, pneumonia, increased admissions to hospital, and length of stay in hospital. As well as a general awareness, it's important to recognise that particular groups of people, like the ones you've looked at, are at risk of having difficulty swallowing, and they should be observed and monitored for any signs of dysphagia.